Greetings and welcome to this short video presentation on how we go about completing the Practice What You Learned lab. So the first thing it tells us to do is to make a directory inside of our home directory and call that directory Practical One. Now even if you've never used Linux in your entire life, you should be able to use the internet and go out and ask Google, make a directory Linux Fedora. So I've opened up Google. I'm going to type in how to make a directory. You don't have to say Fedora. You can just say Linux. I scroll down and I see that I can make a directory in Linux using the mkdir command. So I think I have just about everything I need to get that done. Looking at my command prompt inside of my terminal window, I see that I am logged on as root and I am in my home directory. Now how do I know that I'm in my home directory? This little symbol right here is called the Itili. When you see that, that means that you are in your home directory. So let's finish up step one. Change to your home directory and create a directory called Practical One. Well, I'm in my home directory. I've typed in the mkdir command, make directory. I'm now going to call this directory Practical One. I'm going to hit enter, and there we go. Now how can I confirm that this directory was actually made and it is present inside of my home directory? I use the ls command. This is the list command, correct? And if we look, you'll see that I have a directory called Practical One. Now how do I know that's a directory? Directories are in blue, executables are always in green, files are always in white. In step two, it says create an empty file in your home directory called salad. First thing I'm going to do is clear my screen. Now I'm going to change directory by using the cd command, and I need to get into that new directory I just created called Practical One. So I'm going to change directory over to Practical One, hit enter. Notice that my command prompt changes. Now I can create a new file called salad inside of Practical One. Again, even if you've never created a file in Linux before, you can go to Google and you can type in the question, how to create a new file in Linux. So let's go ahead and finish this off here correctly. I'm going to hit enter. Now the easiest way to make a new file in Linux is just to use the touch command. Back at my new directory, Practical One, if I type in at the prompt the word touch, and I follow that up with the name of the file that I want to create called salad, and I hit enter, I will now have a new file called salad inside of my Practical One directory. And we can confirm this how? By using the ls command. And you'll see that I have a new file called salad. Step 3 asks us to add the following lines to the file salad: lettuce, tomato, and carrots. To do this, I'm going to open the file salad using a text editor. For this example, I'll be using Nano, but you're free to use any text editor you want. Back at my terminal, I am inside of my directory called Practical One, and I know that there's a text file in there called salad. I'm going to use my text editor, Nano, to edit this file called salad. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit enter. I have typed in the 3 words as directed into the file called salad. Now confirm all of this is taking place where you want to take place by just looking at your taskbars. So we see that I'm currently logged into my home directory, and inside my home directory is my subdirectory called Practical One. And we can tell this because of the Itili. And this says that the path that we're currently in is inside of another directory called Practical One. And I have a file called salad. Inside of this salad file, I have typed in or added the 3 following words. Now, this is Nano, so to close, I just hit Control X. It's going to ask me, do you want to say the modified buffer? I type in Y for yes, then I just hit enter. I'm done. To confirm that the 3 words are actually present inside of the salad text file, I use the cat command. So I just type in the word cat, C-A-T, followed by what I want to open or what I want to view. In this case, I want to view what is inside of the file called salad. When I hit enter, it shows me the contents of what is inside of that file. In step number 4, we are asked to view the permissions of the file. Okay, let's see how we do that. Back at my job saver called Google, I have typed in reading Linux file permissions, and we're going to go inside of the check Linux file permissions with the ls command. The ls command can do a lot more than just list the files. It can tell you a lot about the files. And we're just going to scroll through here until we find out something about the permissions. So if I use the ls-l command, I get all the information about that particular file to include the permissions. Let's go ahead and try it out. Back at my Linux terminal prompt, I typed in ls space -l. Now remember, I'm still up inside of my directory, my Practical One directory. So I don't have to tell it the path to the directory I want to check. I'm already there. But if I wasn't, I would have to type in the ls space -l space / Practical One, and then it would show me all the file permissions for what is inside of the Practical One container. So once I hit enter, it comes up and it tells me exactly what the permissions are for the file salad. Back at our practical, it tells us that in step 5 we need to change the permissions to the file salad. Okay, we're going to do that, and to do this we're going to use a little thing called the chmod command. Again, back at my job saver, Google, I type in change Linux file permissions. Well, I know that we can use the chmod command, and I can give full permissions by just typing in 777. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the directory, and we're going to change the file permissions for the salad file, and we're just going to give it full control. So I've decided that I'm going to change the permissions for the file salad to full control for everyone, and to do this I'm going to type in chmod followed by 777 followed by the name of the file. So once I hit enter, unless there's an error, my prompt just returns. If there's an error or there's a problem, then I will be shown what that problem or that error is. Now, if we would like to go back up in here and we would like to change or check the file permissions that are currently assigned to the salad file, I'm just going to use my up arrow, go back to the ls command, and now you can see that I have given the file all the permissions that anybody needs to be able to access it, read it, or modify it. And you can see that this is different from what is here. In step 6, it tells us that we need to create the following directories under Practical One. Food, which is underneath Practical One, and inside of the food directory we need another directory called recipes, and inside of recipes we need another subdirectory called dinner. One is a subdirectory of the other. So we're going to start off with the mkdir command. Now remember that I'm already inside of the Practical One directory, so I'm already where I need to be to do this. The mkdir command is going to make a directory called food up inside of the Practical One folder. It comes right back to the prompt. Okay, now I'm going to change directory over to the food folder, and it can't find it because it is case sensitive. So I have to type in exactly the name of the file as it is written. So now I'm up inside of the food folder. So now I'm going to create another directory called recipes inside of the subdirectory called food. Hit enter. Now I'm going to change over to the recipes folder, cd, hit enter, and now I'm inside of the recipes folder, and now I'm going to create another directory called dinner, and hit enter, and now I have my 3 folders created. Here we were asked in step 7 to move the file salad to the dinner directory. To do this, I use the move command or the mv command. Let's see how I do that. So back up inside of my terminal. What I've done here is I have shown you a number of different ways that you can get back to your root, get back to your home directory, and then you can navigate back into the Practical One file. So if I type in cd space ... that's going to take me back 1 level. If I type in cd space / that's going to take me back to the root directory. If I type in cd space > that will take me back to my home directory. Now once I'm back inside of my home directory, I can then navigate using the cd command back over to Practical One. Once I'm up inside of Practical One, I can use the move command. In this case, I've typed in mv space salad, and I have typed in the path to where I want it to move to. I want it to move over here to the dinner folder. I can confirm that I have moved the salad file by just typing in ls inside of the Practical One, and we see that the file salad is no longer present. But I do see my subfolder called food. I'm now going to change directory over to my dinner subfolder up inside of the food folder to see if that file salad is currently present. So I'm going to type in cd space the path. I'm typing in the path to where I want to go. Notice that my prompt changes to let me know that I'm now inside of the dinner subfolder. So if I type in ls and I hit enter, you'll see that the salad file is now present. In step 8, we're being asked to rename the file salad to menu inside of the dinner directory. No problem. To do this, we're going to use the move command. The move command not only moves files, but it can also rename files. So using the move command inside of the subdirectory dinner where my salad file was present, I just typed in mv space the name of the file space followed by the new name of the file. And again, we can check this by using the ls command. You'll notice that the file salad is no longer present and it is called menu. In step 9, we're asked to append the word salad1 into the menu file in the dinner menu. To do this, I'm just going to use my Nano text editor and I'm going to open up the file menu. Now I'm going to append the word salad1 to this particular file. I'm going to hit Control X to say Y for yes, hit enter, and we're done. The last thing we have to do is display the contents of the file menu. So I'm going to use the cat command and I'm going to bring up menu. And let's look at the contents. And there are my contents. I hope this was informative, and I hope this video helps everybody who's struggling with how to change permissions and create files and subdirectories up inside of Linux. If you have any questions or you have any concerns, don't hesitate to contact your instructor. And I'll see you in my next video.